Hello, my name's Karen Kilner. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator here in the UK, and you can find me at kkcardcraft.net. And welcome, it's to Black and White Friday, my favourite day of the week, where I can make one of my black and white cards, and this is the card we're going to make today. We're going to be using a stamp set called Tea Together, and as you can see we've used the teapot, the teacup, and I've used the flower to decorate the teapot. The sentiment I've put on this card is love is a warm cup of tea, which I love, a nice warm cup of tea, and even a hot cup of tea, a nice strong cup of tea in fact. And today I'm going to do a Mother's Day one. Now this is the second take because I threw everything on the floor halfway through the one, and I thought, so we'll start again. So to get the card, it's a 6x6 card that I have. So I got a 12x12 piece of paper, cut it in half at 6 inches, then scored at 6, and then folded. And then I've used the DSP from the Botanical Butterfly designer series paper, which is free when you spend £25 or more from the Celebration brochure. Then there's a 5.5 by 3.5 piece of Whisper White that I'll pop just there, and this is 3 2 3/4, which will go there. So as you can see, now the teapot and the cup are heat embossed on, the teacup was embossed on the glossy white, which you can see I've already done that. This is how far I got in the video, and it all went pear-shaped, and so that's the glossy white. So what I've got to do now is just heat emboss the teapot onto the black foil sheet, which has been carried over from the autumn winter catalogue, so it's still available to buy. So just going to use my embossing buddy, and my Versamark and the teapot. So I just need to use the Versamark. And if you've never done any heat embossing before, you need this Versamark because it's tacky. It's like a watermark type. It's called watermark stamp pad. It's a watermark stamp pad that you need. And then what you do then is you put some embossing powder on the top, and then you heat it with a heat tool, which is like this. It's not like a hairdryer, it gets very, very hot. This isn't a Stampin' Up one, it's one that I've had for absolutely years and years and years. So I've not bought another one. And then, so I don't get embossing powder everywhere, I'm going to pop it on a piece of paper, and I want my white embossing powder this time, and you just pop it over the top like so, and then I tend to pop it on the sheet, and I'm just going to give it a bit of a flick just to get, I've obviously got a bit, I'll just get a little brush. Doesn't matter quite so much on the edges because I'm going to be cutting this out. There we go. I'll just put that to one side just while I get all the embossing powder back into its pot, like so. I'll just cover that and put the lid on because I'm very accident prone. So with it, it makes a lot of noise, so with the heat gun you just need to let it warm up for a few seconds, and then I'll try and get it so that you can see the magic of it, and it sets the embossing powder. But you just keep moving it around because you don't want it to burn, and I don't know whether you can see, but it's getting a very clear. You can tell it's done. Moving my fingers. There we go. As I say, it's like magic. I really love watching it change. So as you can see, it's a lot brighter and whiter. And then I'm going to put the flower on so again I've done it separately because it's easier, because what you don't want to do is when you've put your embossing powder on and you can't really see very well where to stamp with the Versamark, because it's not very, you can't see it very well. So I'm going to just stamp there and stamp up there. Now you have to be careful, because I felt that slide a little bit, because it's on foil sheet, it does slide, so you need to just press straight down. Then put the white embossing powder back on. There we go. Just give it whoops. Give it a flick. Put it to one side. And put this away. Yes, I've had to hoover up embossing powder and right on this. There we go. That's all there is to it. Isn't it pretty? So there's my white one with the black embossing powder, and my black foil sheet with the white embossing powder. So the next thing to do is cut it out. Now I've got the dies, and they're called Tea Time Framelits, and you can only get them from the Celebration brochure. Go on my brain. Celebration brochure, and you need to get these. You need to spend £90. There's everything that you, all the dies. I'm gonna have to. Sorry, all the dies match everything that's on there, so you can cut that out. The flower, the little rosebud, and there's 2 leaves in case you want to do 2 leaves. So and there's 2 rosebuds as well, so it's quicker. Actually there's 3 leaves, 2 rosebuds, so if you're going to cut out a few of them, you can stamp them and then cut them all out at the same time. So here we go. Now I'm just going to bring in my Big Shot. Oops. These. I've got the magnetic platform, and I'm going to pop. Get it right, Karen. There we go. And then pop that. Now, because this was a little bit bigger, I found that I needed to put a little bit of the heat warped the foil card slightly, so I'm just going to stick a little bit of tear and tape, washi tape, sorry, even onto onto there like that, just to keep it down. And then pop it through a Big Shot. I'm a bit of a safety girl, so I like to go just through twice. There we are. So there's the teapot, and there's the cup. So I'll just leave those on there and move it to one side again. And I'll do a big tidy up afterwards. So then what I did was that I know that the teapot's going to be about there, so I'm just going to stamp my little Mother's Day. And I'm using black memento for that. There we go. So I'm going to stamp that about there. There we go. Happy Mother's Day. So I keep saying so, don't I? That's a bit boring. Because it's got a bend in it, I'm just going to sort of slightly bend it a bit more, just to give it a little bit of dimension. And then I use dimensionals to stick it on with. Now, we have got smaller dimensionals, but I've run out and I'm waiting for a delivery today. But so I'm just using half a dimensional there and the other half on the spout. Just, oops, there like that. There we go. So that goes on there like that. And as you can see, it's got like it's curved up, so it looks like it's really standing out of the card. Excuse me. And then my teacup. Just going to do the same with that. Just give it a little bit of a bend there like that. And again, some dimensionals. Just realised that there's a little pokey tool. That hasn't come out of there. I'll just take this. So that's better. Just realised I hadn't poked out that little bit of card that I hadn't stamped out. And I mounted, so that's going to be about there. Put that on there, like so. So all you need to do then is position these where you want them. And this time, instead of using dimensionals, I put this on dimensionals as well, but it makes it quite a thick card. So I'm just going to use the tear and tape to stick these down this time. There we go. Mother's Day is late this year, isn't it? I think it's the end of March this year, because I think it's a late Easter. So we'll have lots of fun trying to show you what you can do. There we go. I'm just going to use this pokey tool just to take the backing off. I mean, if you're not lucky enough to have a mum around and you've got daughters that are mums, you can send your daughters a Happy Mother's Day card. Or even just send a card to anybody, a lady in your life that gives you some inspiration and you want to just say thank you. Or even a man. There we go, just pop that there like that. And then I'm just going to take that under there. And I'm going to pop that there like that. There you go. So this is my Mother's Day card. Hope you excuse me. Hope you enjoyed it. And it's shiny and it's got texture and it's lovely. Thank you. Take care. Bye.